Hey, what's up guys, it's the Chaz here, bringing you another video on Duel Links, and today, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents on all the changes to skills, the ban list, and just all the stuff going on in Duel Links in general. I know that it's a few days late, everyone's already covered it, but I know some people want to hear my perspective of the entire thing, because obviously everyone knows me for being a hardcore stall player, and there's some major changes to stall, and people keep asking me, is Stall dead? Congratulations, you've killed Stall, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm just going to go over all of the new skills and changes and stuff, and give you my 2 cents about it. So they've changed Dragon Fusion, but I still don't think it's going to see too much play. It's going to see some play in maybe some meme decks or low tier decks, but it's not going to see too much play. They've tried buffing it up a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still not that good of a skill. Until dragons receive more support in the game, then it might see some play, but until then, it's not going to see too much. Sealed Tomb, it's pretty good. Depending on which way the meta wants to lean, it could see some play. I'm liking what they've done with it. It's pretty awesome. Until the end of the opponent's turn, neither player can banish cards from the graveyard or special summon monsters from their graveyard. So, with new decks coming to the game and stuff like that, there might be some crazy synergy with special summoning monsters from the graveyard, and just to shut them down for that one turn might be really clutch, because you might see your opponent setting up with something, and just for that to stop them, it might be great. Like if they introduce Zombie Master or other cards like that, on Mizuki for example. This Sealed Tombs could actually control Mizuki pretty well in game, but I don't think we're going to see Mizuki, but it's just an example. Harpy's Last Will, Harpies are dead. I really wish they did what they did with the Red Eyes card and Revert, but Harpies are dead. I really wish they brought back Harpy's Hunting Ground the way it was, where you start off with it on the field, because I can't see it being too overpowered now. It really needs changing. They should have added it to the list. I'm probably going to hit up Konami once again on Twitter, asking them to revert Harpy's Hunting Ground, because it's all good and all good of them to try and buff I can't even speak right now. It's all good of them trying to buff Harpies once again, but if they're not going to see any play too much, and if we're not going to get extra copies of Harpy's Hunting Ground to add to the deck so we can play it with other skills and stuff, it's just not going to work out. Harpies needs the field spell, and the way it is right now, you just brick too often, because instead of starting off with 5 or 4 cards in your hand, one of the cards has to be the field spell, and it just makes the deck so inconsistent and bricky. Next, they've changed this. Can only be used when your life points decrease by 1000. All monsters on the field and in both players' graveyards become zombie until your opponent's next turn. Has that been changed? That just looks like the same as it always has been. Dual Standby has been changed, which is amazing. It's been a problem since the game first came out, because everyone used it with Taya OTK burn, and used it for so many different OTKs. It never saw really much play in any other deck than cancerous OTK decks. So it's really awesome that they actually changed it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm glad that they changed Dual Standby. But it's probably going to see play again. People are going to figure out ways to make it work with some kind of crazy combos. We'll just have to see, but it's good that they changed Dual Standby for the way it was. It was kind of crazily overpowered, so I'm really happy about that. Restart's absolutely useless now. I've had a problem with Restart for a while. I've told a few people about it. It's just like, it's 90% of all people you'll face in ranks are running Restart near enough. It's so crazy. If you're running any deck, you can run Restart with it. And the problem I had with Restart is they nerfed Switcheroo so fast because of the ability to shuffle one card from your hand back into the deck and grab a new one. But Restart literally gave you a complete new hand, which was way more overpowered than Switcheroo. So I'm glad they finally hit it. Same with Balance. You have to have 6 of each type in your deck for it to actually activate and be balanced. So it might see some play in some synergies with 30 card dragons if you want to run 6 traps, 6 spells. We'll just have to see. I can think of some combos that I might actually work out with in like really stacked decks, but apart from that, it might not see play anymore, because having 6 traps in your deck might actually be a bad thing. Because if you, I don't know. it could actually be a good thing. I'm liking the new balance because it allows you to run a bigger deck and open up with a stronger hand. Especially opening up with a spell. Yeah, it might be cool. We'll just have to see. Grit's been completely messed over, which I'm glad about. I really didn't like Grit. It just gave your opponent to survive when they really shouldn't have. And I just thought it was cheap. And this is the one that everyone wants my opinion on, and that is Ojama Go. They've just literally made it so you can only use it once per duel, which is crazy. So you can literally only use one Ojama Go token in one duel. Craziness. And because of this one change and a certain card getting limited, they think Soul's completely dead. But trust me, Soul is not dead. I haven't been using Ojama Go for the last 2 seasons, I believe. I've been using Odeon with Endless Trap Hell because I find it way more consistent for what I need. Ojama Go was good back when the opponent needed 3 monsters on the field and needed to like control the board that way. For the last few seasons, it's not been the greatest because obviously your opponent can just have 1 monster out at a time and just completely own the board. It was pretty good for Lava Golem, but there's extra and other stuff like that was a lot better. But they actually hit extra on top of Ojama Go, so both of the mainstream, I call them mainstream stall decks. I have a lot of other stall decks that I don't really show people that work just as well as Ojama Go and extra. So extra also got hit, so that's a good thing because the only reason people was running extra is to stall. I really didn't like the skill too much. I just found it I just didn't like it whatsoever. It wasn't the best way to run stall whatsoever. And they've also hit Destiny Draw once again, which I kind of wish they didn't because I didn't see too many people running Destiny Draw and it wasn't too much of a problem, I thought. But if they think it needed hitting, it needed hitting. It is what it is. So there are all the changes. Like I said, if I could think of any other things they should have changed, it would have 100% been to revert Harpy's Hunting Ground to the way it used to be. Because, yeah, we really did need it. So now moving on to the monsters. Here's the one that people are saying, Stall is dead, Massive Morph's at 1, but I run Odeon with Endless Trap Hell. I can use Massive Morph like 3 times in one duel if I wanted to, even if it's at 1. Obviously, decks that rely on Massive Morph with Swordswoman or Massive Morph Locks and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot more inconsistent. But hey, bring Floodgates back to your Stall decks. Just run Floodgates. Instead of just locking down the monsters so it can't attack you, just Floodgate it. Sorted. Other things that have been semi-limited is Secret Pass, which kind of needed hit into 2, I guess, but the Secret Pass wasn't really the problem with the OTK decks. All that does is hurts farming decks a little bit, because obviously I know some people that run, I don't know, it does hurt farm decks. I don't think that was their intention when they actually put that at 2, but it's the OTK plays that have made that drop down to 2. This card right here, Armor, really didn't need hitting whatsoever. The problem was with Silent Swordsman, not the actual armor. It allowed it to attack twice, which is pretty powerful, but I don't know, they should have hit swords. I don't know, they should have hit something else except the armor. It isn't that too crazy, and actually, it being that 2, I guess it's fine, It never saw really too much play, and I think there's only 2 of them in the game, so that's fine. Econ at 2, it needed happening. It was like the most consistent spell you'd bump into every single season, without a doubt. Since the game first came out until now, there's been so many different seasons, and Econ's been in every single one of them. It finally needed hitting, and it's at 2, which is alright, I guess. But it's not making too much of an impact, because I know most people these days only run 2 in the deck. I know I've only been running 2 Econs in most of my decks for a while as well, because I don't like running 3. So it being at 2 isn't too much of a problem. Cup of Aces, right here they're trying to nerf Mill, I'm guessing, because Cup of Aces has been lowered to 2. I don't see a problem with that either. They can do them. It doesn't affect the meta too hard, it just does it. I don't know. They didn't really need to hit Cup, but oh well. Shadow Scouts at 2. I can agree with that. For the simple fact, it did too much. If you're running 3 Shadow Scouts, that's 9 cards if you get the effects of all 3 of them. 9 cards. off the top of the deck. Plus it ends the game if they have under 2 cards left in the deck, which is a crazy effect. So it being at 2, I'm okay with it. I love running the card. It is a great card, but it did need limiting. Rose Lover and Marshleaf are both limited to 2, which I'm happy about, meaning they can only Sylvans can only run 1 of each, which is really powerful. Or they can run 2 Rose Lover without Marshleaf, or 2 Marshleaf without Rose Lover. Perfect. Everyone was saying they needed nerving, and I think this is the absolutely best way they could have done it, is by making these 2 cards the way it is. That way, it doesn't completely, like, just shut down Sylvans to never be used again. It just makes it extremely more hard for them to pull off the crazy combos. It's going to lower Sylvans down to about tier 4 deck, I think, but it just stops it from being too overpowered. And Rose Lover being at 2, it kind of is a great thing, because then people can run 2 Rose Lovers in their other plant decks without, like, being worried. Except, actually no, because if they want to run Econ with Rose Lover, I guess that's bad, but Rose Lover being at 2 is pretty good, I guess. Amazon Onslaught, they can still run 2 and be fine, because Swordswoman's at 3, and not Swordswoman, cool. Princess is at 3, so that can search out your Onslaughts. The only problem is, if it being at 2, if you Cosmic Cyclone 2 of them, the deck's dead, so that's something. But it's still going to see a lot of play. It's a start, I guess. It's still something. They were pretty powerful. No idea why they're hitting Cyber Angels. They're hitting Petite. The only reason I can see them hitting Cyber Angels once again, everyone's like wondering why the hell they're hitting Cyber Angels. Only reason I can see is because of there's going to be new fairy support coming to the game soon. I can feel it, and it's going to make Cyber Angels powerful once again. So they want to hit Cyber Angels before they bring out new fairy stuff, because they don't want to make Cyber Angels the new meta once again. So hitting Cyber Angels now, then bringing out new fairy stuff in the future is better, I guess. So I can see that's the reason why they probably limited it. Pulse Mines, really happy about this card being on the list. It was way too powerful. It was such a... Oh, I hate facing decks that had Pulse Mines, because it's just a cook card. It's so terrible. And this Destiny Hero is being limited to 2, which I'm pretty happy about. It's not like the biggest change. You can still run Destiny Heroes pretty consistently, I guess. It's just you can't run your Econs with your Destiny Hero monster. I guess that's something, because I know Destiny Hero monsters like running 3 of these 3 Econs, but we'll just have to see. The Destiny Heroes are not dead whatsoever. They're just going to be a tiny little bit less consistent. It's still going to be one of the best decks in the game, or the best deck in the game next to Spellbox still. People are so hyped about this, but at the same time, Red Eye Spirit is not going to bring back Red Eye Zombie decks. It's such a slow deck, and it can just get cooked by so much of the meta stuff right now. It's pretty awful. I can think of so many different decks that can cook Red Ice right now. It's a super old deck. It stayed around for a while, but it just doesn't have the potential to come back, I think. Maybe if we see some new support and stuff, it might actually see some play once again, but I can't see it being too great. And one last thing I'd like to touch on in this video before I end it is this pack right here. Everyone is so angry that there isn't a gem option. They're like, where's the free-to-play version of this? And all I need to say is, at the end of the day, there shouldn't be a free-to-play version, because it's like 500 gems or something like that, 500 gems to buy the box. You're getting a Silent Magician level 8, that's a UR. You're getting a Silent Magician, which is a UR. You're getting 3 UR. These are in other boxes, so for them to give it away for 500 gems is ridiculous. Obviously, if they want you, if there was, no, I agree that it should be a pay-to-play box, for the simple fact most of the cards in this box are in other boxes. So for them to, like, dish it out just for gems, obviously it's going to be a giant, like, hole in the pocket for Konami. Because at the end of the day, they are a company trying to make money, and if they did that, it would be pretty stupid of them. Because people need, well, they don't need to, but they want people to buy from other boxes. So for them to throw, like, a full deck into this, and then just make people, like, pay 500, it's pretty dumb. So to the people just crying about it, why are you crying? Most of the cards, look, I only have one of them, but they're the only 2 new cards in it. The rest of the cards are in other boxes. I haven't bought any of them. I haven't bought a single pack well, box yet. Look, I own nearly everything in it already. So people need to stop crying over that this isn't a free-to-play box, or whatever it is. For simple facts, they can just grab the Silent Magicians or anything else they need in other boxes. The only thing that you're really paying to play for is this spell, and I guess a different artwork. So yeah, I guess that's something. The only thing that you're paying for is this card right here, I guess. Because everything else is in other boxes. It's just people like free-to-play stuff a lot, I guess. I don't know. I just wanted to say that everything else in that box is in other boxes. You just need to grab everything else. Like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys did enjoy my run through of what I thought about the skills and the limit list and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I know it's late, but hey, what are you going to do? If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. We're approaching 5,000, which is amazing. Thank you guys so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.